Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now tuned into episode 128 of True Size.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the sorta kinda quarantine at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Yo!
And Mr. Alvin Martinez.
What up, though?
We're back for the second time in person in 2 weeks. We're on a great roll. Should we? Do we?
2 week streak.
Should we?
Two-week streak.
That's a tongue twister.
Tweak streak.
Tweak streak.
Say that 10 times.
Can't even say it one time. Do we? Should we? Can we? By law, still call ourselves the quarantine if we're in person?
No,
We may have to leave that up to user vote. I think because if we're like technically the world is still in quarantine, the world is still in lockdown. But Canada's doing all right. Toronto's doing all right. So we are allowed to be together.
I don't want to include Toronto.
Ontario had like 116 cases today. That's nothing. It's
and
not
116
nothing.
of those were from Toronto.
No, maybe. Something close, yeah. We'll have to let us know if you're listening and you think you have an opinion on this very, very unimportant topic. Can we still call ourselves the quarantine if we're recording together? Something else I wanted to know, as we mentioned before the podcast, it was hot this week. Like for those who don't know, and I expect everyone to not know if you don't live in Toronto, because if you kept up with the Toronto weather, it would be weird. We've been in a stretch of very hot days, like a heat wave, as they call it. Heat warnings for 9 days straight. I think it's been above 30 degrees for 9 straight days now.
Yeah.
Humidex almost in 40 degrees, some days above 40 degrees Celsius for all our Americans. That's hotter than you think. I want to know what's hot for you guys. Like, when do you guys consider it to be like, okay, it's hot? Like, what's the threshold for you? And I also want to know the listeners, because we have listeners from all around the world, so it might be different, like, for people in Toronto, to people in Calgary, to people in Vancouver, to people in Nova Scotia, to people across the pond in England, to people in Australia. Like, what's hot in Australia? Like, this is like fucking Tuesday. This is Tuesday in December in Australia. Like, this is nothing. And then even in the States, like, you're talking to Ryan Swanger in Texas. Like, this is how Christmas looks for them.
Yeah,
so
facts.
For you guys, what's considered hot? We're getting off to NSR right away, which is great. But what's hot for you guys, Alvin?
When I'm standing outside. Actually, no. It was like the weather in Florida, to be honest. Because like literally, like we'd be wearing jerseys and shorts, doing absolutely nothing, standing on the balcony, not even heading out yet,
Dripping in sweat.
and I was already sweating.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what this week's been. Like, I would be outside with like Kaya because she just needs to get out. Because if she doesn't get out, she's not sleeping. And like literally in a tank top, like the thinnest pair of shorts that I have, and flip flops. Not even like socks and shoes, like flip flops. And I'm out there like it's as if I ran 5K with Lawrence.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
You should see me after I run 5K in this weather. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, like I think that for me the threshold is pretty exactly 32 degrees. Anything under 32 degrees, I think I can manage. Once it gets over 32, it's like, just stop. After that, everything feels the same hot, horrible, humid weather. Especially the thing in Toronto about the weather is when it gets hot, it gets humid.
It's the humidity.
It's the humid. It's like, yeah, it's only 15 degrees, but with the Humidex, it's 92 degrees outside. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and that's what kills it, because the air feels thick, like you're walking through soup. Joel, what about you? When do you consider it just too hot?
Like the past couple of days, I'm looking at the temperature readout on the car, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like real numbers.
Yeah, like 40 degrees Celsius. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's why my eyelids are like burning, right? Yeah. So it's like it's at that point, like 40 degrees Celsius with the humidity, that it's just too hot. Like you could feel like the sweat that's coming down on your forehead. That's actually like feels cold.
Like when I have to have the AC on in the car.
Yeah, like you have to turn it on.
That's a good point.
I usually don't. I'm usually good.
Same here.
Up until like same thing, 29. I'll have the windows open. I'll be fine. But I don't know. This week, man,
It's not like sweat. It's like I bend over to get something and I see drips fall on my face.
It's like a sauna.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, no, I hate it. If you're listening, let us know wherever you're from because we have listeners from all around the world. Thank you all so much. What's considered hot? Like, where's the threshold for you guys where you're like, no, it's fucking hot today?
32 degrees.
32?
32, mate.
But then you're out in Calgary and you're like, yeehaw, it's 19. Let's go party. Like
that's like shorts and tank top.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to know for you guys what's considered hot. But anyways, we'll actually talk about sneakers now. So we're back recording the pod in person for the second week in a row, and once again we are guest list. No guest list. We're just guest list.
Guest list.
But we're gonna make up for it by being so loud and obnoxious that we sound like 4 people anyways. This week we have some Dior Jordan 1 news to cover because they just dropped, as well as another very long EEE from a very good friend of the show. And last week we started to reintroduce ourselves. We got reintroduced to the lovable tattooed sneaker dad who goes by Joe Dooney. And this week we're going to get reintroduced to the other lovable tattooed sneaker dad. But this one does not go by Joe Dooney. He goes by Mr. Q Mart. So Alvin's going to get to play 21 Guestions, and then we're going to get to know his sneakerhead backstory through his Soleography. But first, Joel.
Whoosh. Fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We're going to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from, I think it's Nabil Eyard, because his name in his Instagram is Nabil, and it's spelled like N-A billiard, like pool.
Billiard,
so
yeah.
I think it's meant to be like a cool little pun. I like that, first of all.
Nice.
So I think we've covered this one before, but this is one of those questions that we could probably answer differently every single time we're asked it. So the question from Nabil Yard is, if you could design a sneaker inspired by any fictional character, what would it be? What model? What would it look like? Etc. So I'll go first because I've had a little bit more time to think about it. I know you guys, there's literally endless possibilities to go with this.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm still waiting for to this day is Nike X Disney, because it hasn't happened yet. And I think when it does, I think it's a when, not an if. When it does, it's going to be insane. But my pick would be Mickey Mouse, because you got to do it on a Nike Dunk Low. Not even an SB, because I feel like that's fake. Just a Dunk Low.
Just a dunk.
And just the regular, like the yellow and the red and the black and the white, like just very basic, just solid color blocking around. Maybe on the heel where you have the typical Dunk branding, you put like the palm, kind of like the Crooks and Castles palm, but the Mickey palm, or even just the outline, the silhouette of the Mickey head with the 3 circles. Maybe you got the Disney castle on the tongue tag or something like that.
True.
Underneath,
nice.
maybe you just put on like a translucent outsole underneath. It just says, "Oh boy." Like something cool. Like that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So something along those lines. And like I said, there's literally, I think we've answered this a couple times now, but there's infinite combinations and different ideas. So I'll answer this question every single day. Joel, what about you? What do you got?
I'd probably do like something like Super Mario.
Oh, I like that.
Like, just Super Mario, not Luigi or anything. It could be a pack. You don't know. Right? But I don't know. I'd probably mess around with like a Air Max. I'd probably say like a 95 silhouette.
Oh, I can see it already.
You know what I mean? And then you could have like, like his like mushroom head or his hat. It'll be like the ribbing of like the skeletal ribbing of the 95 upper. And it's like the multicolored kind of thing. And I don't know, it'll tie into like, Super Mario kind of thing. And you would have like, on the Air Max 95 logo on the tongue, it'll probably be like a question mark, those little cubes.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's coins or something. Something like that. But yeah, and the airbags will be like yellow bags and stuff like that. But yeah, man, there's like so many colors I can mess around with an Air Max 95, just because it's like all the gradient. You can mess with the gradient. You can mess with like different colors. But yeah, man, like I do a Super Mario for sure.
When you said it, the first thing I imagined Super Mario Air Max 95 is like the lines up the side, because they're kind of like 3D. The bricks, like Super Mario bricks along the side would be sick, like 3D and textured would be sick.
That'd be dope too. Yeah.
Alvin, what about you?
This is a tough question every single time.
Yeah.
But I just thought of like a Superman colorway type one.
Classic.
But we're gonna make it all like dope, because there's gonna be 2 layers. So the first layer
Oh, I like
You'll be able to like, it'll be like a Velcro.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of shoes right now where there's Velcro and you can tear it off and put something else on.
Yeah.
But this one, the upper will be Velcro, but the top of it will be like him wearing a suit.
Clark Kent.
So it'll be like gray upper first. And then as you peel away.
Cotton upper, so it's like a suit
cotton
material.
Upper. Yeah. And then like, you know, as you peel that away, you get the Superman costume on the bottom.
Sick.
That's actually so sick.
Like when he peels it off. Or like a dope shoe you could do it on is probably like an A6 Gel Light, the one with the split.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? You could split it, and it could have the Superman logo.
And then it usually doesn't have a tongue, but you could put a tongue in there just so it could have the Superman logo in there.
Yes. Holy shit.
So that'd be cool.
Cut the check.
A6, cut the check immediately.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Holy shit. That was one of the best fire round answers I've ever heard. That's like perfect shit. Thank you, Nabil. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsole@gmail.com. Next up, the CGS picks. Each week we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademark phrase.
Super cute.
And honestly, because that fire round answer was so good, unprecedented, I'm going to let Alvin go second. That was just insane, and you deserve it, my friend. That was really good.
Second to best.
Second to me, by the way. So, my pick this week is a Converse Allstar Chuck 70, and it's in collaboration with the man, the myth, the legend, Ronnie Feig from Kith. So, it seems like anything that Ronnie touches is just golden. He just knows what he's doing. He puts a lot of thought, time, effort. His design, mind, vision is just second to honestly none. Like, it's just insane that he can literally make anything and everything come out perfectly and exactly. Like, if you could imagine how you would want it to look, he does it exactly like that. And this is no exception. So the shoe is the Converse All-Star Chuck 70, as I mentioned, and it's in collaboration with Kith with Looney Tunes. So I'm surprised he hasn't done Looney Tunes yet. I thought that he had. It just seems like it's something he would have had in his bag already. But it's a all black upper, white midsole, so very basic. Except on the outside, on the medial side, on the lateral side, you have all the characters: Bugs Bunny, Sylvester the cat, Tasmanian Devil, Marvin the Martian, Wile E. Coyote, Daffy Duck, and Tweety Bird. And it's just a regular like screen printed graphic. What's cool about it is it kind of extends down onto the midsole, which is an effect he does often, and it always looks fucking sick. Yeah. On the inside, where you would typically have the Chuck Taylor circle logo on the medial side, he swapped it out for the classic Looney Tunes like spiral logo with all the characters coming out, and then you have Kith in the Looney Tunes font. Once again, killing it. And the coolest part about it, I think, which isn't even featured in the Sneaker News logo, article, so someone needs to be fired or something. On the translucent outsole, his phrase is just us, and Looney Tunes is that's all folks. Yeah. On the translucent outsole, it says just us folks, which is fucking fire.
Nice.
So
that's smart.
Like, the problem is I never wear Converse when I buy them, unfortunately. Like, I bought the Kith Mickey ones when they came out, and I still have not worn them, but I love them so much. Otherwise, these would be a whoop-de-fucking-whoop. But because I know I won't actually wear them, they're just going to be a cute. Highly recommend the entire collection. There's a couple pieces that are releasing that I really like, some t-shirts and stuff. So maybe next week I'll be able to report back in previously in kicks. But so next Monday they release for his Monday program, $130 USD. So you're looking at probably $170 Canadian, which is kind of steep for a Chuck Taylor, but the quality is going to be on point, and it's just so well done. Like, it's hard. It's really hard because I hate being the whole fanboy, like hype beast, like trying not to. Like, I don't want to say I'm a hater, but like I try my best to be reserved as much as I can. But Ronnie's just does a really good job. Like, shout out to Ronnie and shout out to Calby. As promised, Alvin, you may go second. What's your pick this week?
The Air Jordan 3 caught purple.
Ooh, crikey.
So these are cool, man. Like, I like that they kept the yellow, the gray elephant print. I do like that they switched up the leather on the upper to like a flat leather. It's still tumbled.
It's a flat tumble.
It's like a flat tumble. Yeah. Like there's no shine to it.
Yeah.
That was a good switch up just to make it different from like a Black Cement 3 or whatever. And instead of Core Purple, this is like a Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Jordan 3 for real. It's cute though, man. Like, I mean, it's definitely like a good shoe. You can never go wrong with the 3, especially like in this colorway.
Yeah, once they do classic color blocking on a Jordan 3 and they just change the color, you can't really miss.
I'm saying you should have done it like a purple and red because the Phoenix Suns haven't won a championship, so.
And the Raptors are quite recently champions. Just saying.
Jordan Brand fucked up.
Honestly, some red laces on there or something and you're good to go. And it's a Jordan 3
Raptors.
Raptors.
So. But yeah, no, these are dope, man. Always a fan of purple because of the Toronto Raptors, not the Phoenix Suns. Even though Steve Nash was on the Phoenix Suns and I want his jersey. I'll just say these are cute. They're going to be $190 USD. So you're looking at like $250.
Yep. $255 or whatever.
No release date, according to Sneaker News yet. But I'm sure these are probably going to be like maybe a holiday release or something like that. Who knows?
Seems like that would. Joel mentioned something earlier about these. They really piqued my interest. And he said, hopefully they make a white cement version. Would you rather a white cement version to this black based upper?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I agree as well.
Because like, honestly, I feel like with colors that pop, the black kind of tones them down a little bit.
Yeah, the blacks, it blends too much. You want the contrast more.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I'm down. I'm down for the white cement.
Yeah, white cement with purple would be fucking insane. Joel, what do you got?
Okay, so what I got is a Converse Twisted Resort Pack.
Another Converse.
Yeah, so it's a 3-pack. You got the Ox and you got the High, and then they introduced this new High. And let me see, I read it somewhere here. It's like a fashion forward. It's called a Run Star Hike Chuck 70.
They're crazy looking.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It belongs like on like, you know, the runway, fashion runways and stuff like that. But yeah, the detail is bonkers on this pack. The way that they got, it's supposed to commemorate the whole Roswell, you know, Area 51 landing back in 1947 or something like that. But it's got like details of like, you know, aliens beaming down. It's got pictures depicting like, you know, like aliens and hieroglyphics and all that stuff. And I don't know, it's really, really detailed. Like all shoes are all detailed. My favorite, if I were to pick one, would probably be the Ox because it's got like the sun. It's like it's in the sunburnt orange kind of color,
clean,
and it's multicolored. It's very clean, exactly. But yeah, super dope. You can find these on Converse.ca. Unfortunately, they don't have the Run Star Hike on that site. They only have the highs and the lows on there. But yeah, like take a look at it.
Please
like I said, a lot of details go into here. It dropped on July 9th. What's that? Like the 73rd anniversary of the whole Roswell landing, you know, Area 51 conspiracy thing. So, but yeah, take a look. But yeah, these are super cute.
They're sick. Like I love all the over branded and like the super outrageous graphics, the cowboys and the aliens.
Yeah, getting zapped by like aliens and stuff.
Insane. Like you don't see all over print on shoes like this typically. No. You get the 1 or 2 graphics like on the Looney Tunes one. This one is literally the entire sneaker is
like
full
if
of
you
graphics.
were to like probably like take this apart, you could probably make like a mural.
Yeah, like it's insane.
It's like all different types of pictures. It's not just like, you know, like you said, it's not just the normal like print.
Yeah,
all over kind of thing.
It's literally an art piece on a sneaker.
A lot of detail. Yeah, a lot of detail.
Really well done. Cool picks. Next up, This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. So just because we're still in quarantine, news is kind of hard to come by, obviously. Yeah. But there is, if you haven't heard, a really big release that just happened last week. It was the Air Jordan 1 Dior. That finally released after a year almost of rumors and early pairs and celebrities wearing them and insane resale, which did not stop. It only increased after they released. But anyways, so We have the official odds for you guys on what it was if you were able to enter, because I think the raffle was only open for like half an hour. Yeah. Did you guys get a chance to enter? I entered. Yeah, it was at like 7:30 a.m. some random ass day, and it was open for like half an hour or something, and then it closed.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
God.
I entered for like a 4.5 in like the low, and just because I was like, I'm not gonna win, and I don't want. The thing is, I was gonna make this a question at some point, but we can ask it now. Does it make more sense to enter for a size that's not yours, so you're not tempted to keep it? Not that I would be tempted to keep a $3,000 retail sneaker, but like I entered for like a 4.5 because I was like, if I win, I don't even want the temptation at all. There's no reason I would ever need to keep a 4.5. Is that something you guys would consider doing, or will you just enter for your size?
I entered for my size, just because I knew other people who wanted them. But yeah, no, I wouldn't have kept them either way. I mean, yeah, of course, now it's cool to flex.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course, we would have seen an Alvin float shot with the Dior ones.
I wouldn't have put them on my foot because I wanted them to still BDS so I could get that 16,000.
Yeah, I've seen them as high as 20K Canadian now.
Jeez,
with a 2.5 Canadian retail tag.
Jeez,
that is a come up, as we say in the biz.
That's a car, bro.
That's a car. Yeah, a down payment on it.
I had my Jeep.
Like, yeah, yeah. Like that's what I was thinking though. Like that could literally change your life. If you win that raffle and you spend the $3,000 to get the shoe, and then you sell it for $20,000, that changes your fucking.
That's a good
Dior changed lives.
Facts.
I just want to know who these people are buying it, but that's a different story. So anyways, the odds. So as we know, the raffle was up for like half an hour. They finally released. We know that they were limited to 13,000 pairs. 5,000 of those were given to friends and family and VIP clients. So that leaves 8,000 pairs for the public.
Jeez.
And Dior officially released that they've received 5 million entries for the shoe in that short half an hour, 1 hour kind of time span that raffle was open. So if you do the math real quick, 5 million entries and 8,000 pairs, your odds of winning were 1 in 5,000. 1 in 5,000 of winning.
I mean, I would have still tried.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I mean,
I did, but
yeah, can't score
5,000.
That's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
Trying to be positive.
1 in 5,000. So yeah, like you said, it's not awful. It's not 1 in 5 million, but it's still not the best. And that's also assuming that every single store got the same allocation. Like I'm sure Toronto did not get the same as New York, LA, Japan, whatever. So your odds of winning in Toronto were probably significantly less than they were in New York.
Sure.
But yeah, so that was your odds for anybody wondering. For anybody who did win, I would love to just see a pair in person and see what all the hype is about, because $20,000 for a sneaker is just like blows my mind that people are like, yep, sign me up. Wow. Sell it on StockX. Also, if you're selling that shoe on StockX, you're a fucking idiot. Like StockX is probably Birdman hand rubbing the shit out of this, because they take 9% or whatever.
Yeah.
They sell 100 pairs of Dior's. What is that? Yeah. Like, what's 9% of $20,000? I don't even know, but it's a lot. And like, it's just, it's
at least 2 G's
each time.
Or no, sorry, 1,800? 1,800.
Yeah. 1,800. Yeah. $1,800. Wow. Each time you sell a pair on StockX.
Times 100 is 100 and it's 18,000. No,
180,000.
180,000.
That's only if they sell 100 pairs. There's 8,000 pairs in the world, so a bunch of them are going to circulate through StockX.
Yeah.
Nah, OD's getting them.
StockX is just
OD's getting
hand rubbing. Yeah, I'll go into OD and I'll see a pair in person.
Facts, for sure.
And then I'll say, you know what? I'd rather buy
a car,
many other things. A vacation home. Anyways, so that's your news for this week. Next up, previously in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. Alvin, any pickups to report in the last 7 days?
Yeah.
Also,
one
you
we
can finally talk about. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we did receive a pair of the Reebok Bubba Chuck Allen Iverson questions. Shout out to Lawrence for letting me use his fishing rod, his bucket hat, and the rocks behind his
all
house.
The white people supplies supplied by me. If anyone was wondering, all the utensils.
Those are all Lawrence. But yeah, shout out to Reebok Canada. Shout out to Foot Locker. You guys, those are beautiful.
Great shoe.
Whoever got them today, the day they were recording.
Yeah, they dropped
which is
today.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. Because I heard they sold out quick.
They did. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And even with the 210
Canadian
price point.
Yeah.
which I'm glad. Like that's
It's
good
a
on
well
Reebok,
deserved.
yo.
Yeah.
Dope materials, dope like everything.
Storytelling, execution,
Yeah.
details.
Colorway, like that glow in the dark speckle and the glow in the dark
Yes.
on the tongue.
Yeah. So well done.
Crazy. So that's that. I met up with, or I went to pick up my safaris from Kanatsuki.
Oh.
So we finally did the soul swap.
Finally.
Not finally. He had them done for a couple weeks.
Oh. But
But
no, you
I
had the
COVID.
shoe for like a year, right?
Yeah, shout out to MD Kovacs for
Yeah.
that too, man. Like, damn, dog. I got those for technically
cheap.
Yeah.
Too cheap.
So got those back. There's, you guys already know Kanatsuki's work is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met up with John,
Which John?
Uh-oh.
the John,
Oh my God.
That guy.
at Heads Ain't Ready.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
After listening to our good friend Ryan Swanger's podcast, he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I think I'm ready to get rid of the premieres." I'm like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Yo, tell me the price. I'll send it to you and we'll meet up." So I got the Premier New Balance 998s,
Holy sheesh.
Sick.
but I'm done.
Yeah, okay.
He has nothing else that I want. Well,
That's definitely
Yeah.
a lie. Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But I'm done for now.
I'm ready to let go of these.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send you the money. Give me all your stock.
But yeah, my 998 collection's good now.
So you said that after listening to Ryan talk about it, that's when John was like, you know what, it's time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Well, it was also because of Ryan that I sold a few pairs.
Okay. To be able to buy that pair.
No, just to sell a few pairs, just to
Okay.
make more room. Like I don't. If I haven't worn them in a year,
That's like, that was his motto. Yeah. He goes through and sees what he hasn't worn in a
like,
while
I
and
gotta get rid of that, man.
re-up. That's
That's
it.
it.
The thing is, you're re-upping, which is exciting.
Yeah.
You're selling shit and you're either re-upping, like you said, you want to put a down payment on a Jeep, or you're buying other pairs. So
Yeah.
it's like you're not losing anything.
Not losing.
You're upping your
Yeah, and
collection
I also
overall.
didn't want to take
But
any
it-
money from the Jeep fund,
There you
True.
go. Yeah.
so I was just like, sell shit.
Damn, you had a busy 7 days. Holy smoke. Actually,
No.
it was a longer week. It was 10
It
days
was.
since we
It
last
was.
recorded. So that's
Yeah.
understandable. No problem. I didn't pick up any I've had a busy couple months too, but I didn't pick up any shoes. I had to think about it. The only thing I bought today, I purchased some golf balls and some golf tees. I'm supposed to be going golfing tomorrow. If it doesn't actually, even if it rains, I'm just going to be out there. I'm going with Kellen.
Nice.
Kellen Crum, good friend of the
Chef.
show. I'm also going
Chef
with
Crazy.
Raul Kudkanda.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
nice.
And I'm also going with Christian Flippin' Laces.
Nice.
So, yeah. We are going to start the Canada Got Soul Golf Club as, oh yeah, we're getting in there, boys.
Nice.
We are doing that. CGSGC. Let's do
No,
it.
I'm good.
Doing
Bro.
it, yo. Putt.
You can drive
Too
the,
expensive, man.
you can drive the golf cart for me. I'll feel like I have a professional caddy. Alvin will bump the tunes.
Be a DJ.
Exactly. Yeah. Joel, I know you picked up something recently too.
Yeah, it came in the mail. The Viotech Trainer 3s finally came. Shout out Exclusivity, sending me like a shirt and a little thank you card for supporting, black owned businesses and stuff like that. So, but yeah, shout out to Exclu, hooking it up. I think it was like kind of incognito. They didn't really advertise that they're going to have it.
Yeah.
Much Kicks hit me up. OG homie Hong. He was like, yo, they got them up on Exclu website. Check it out. So then I went to go check it out and they're still sitting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was able to get my size. Came in sometime last week, and
Sure.
yeah, I'm amazed at the quality. Quality is on
look
point.
good,
Leather's
bro.
They're
dope.
well done.
Yeah,
They're very
man.
well done.
Not far off from the OGs.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
Yes.
man. Exactly. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. It seemed like maybe stores underestimated the hype or like the want that people had for that shoe. Cause I didn't
Yeah.
see a lot of build up. Like it kind of just seemed like the day before or the day of, everyone was like, oh yeah, we have this by the way.
Yeah.
Like I think they maybe kind of underestimated it a little bit. Cause yeah, I think I sent you a link like halfway through the day.
Yeah.
The same link to Exclu and they still had your
Yeah.
size up halfway
Yeah.
through the day. And then like you said, Capsule had them like
Capsule has
a
them.
week later. They might still have them. They're still
Probably
in my
still
cart.
sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
For real.
Alvin sold some shoes, so
done.
he's ready.
No, okay.
He was done for the podcast, and it starts all over again. That's it for you? No other
Yeah,
shoes?
that's it.
Okay, you're not going to have a list like Alvin. All right. Next up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. So this one's a complicated one, and it's complicated because I'm going to make it complicated because there's so much surrounding it. There's a high retail price. There's a high resale price. There's the fashion designer collaboration that's never really been seen before. There's unprecedented hype. There's all these things. I want to know thumbs up, thumbs down. Are they overpriced? Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Dior Jordan 1.
Up.
Oh, Joel.
Up.
I'm down. Oh. Thumbs down. Not I'm down for it. I'm thumbs down.
I'm all the way up.
Yeah, you are. Nothing can stop you. You're all the way up. Next up, NSR. We talk about sneakers a lot, so in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant to the world of sneakers. And, everyone's been complaining, there's no live sports, there's nothing left to watch. Everything's coming back now, so that's exciting. Everyone's talking about it's been so long since we've had live sports. Everyone seems to have just completely missed that Mr. Joey Chestnut just won the hot dog eating contest for the 13th time in 14 years.
Jeez, bro.
Beating his own record by eating 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Holy.
For doing the math, that's 7 hot dogs a minute.
What size hot dogs were these?
A regular hot dog.
Like
and with the bun,
like
too.
the Schneiders?
With the bun.
Have you seen how they do it?
They soak it in water and they just shove it down their throat.
I'm like, oh.
He's 220 pounds. He's not a big guy. He's 200 pounds, 220 pounds. Oh, anyways.
How tall is he?
Holy.
Maybe my height.
Like,
Oh, so he's like my size.
Like a regular guy. Looks like a regular dude.
That's
Literally.
what it sounds like when he goes down his way.
Yeah.
That's it.
No gag.
No.
No gag reflex. Yeah.
Deep throat, bro.
Just literally straight breath. Anyways.
Chestnut.
That was it.
I can't even say the word hot dog around these guys. Or chestnut.
Hold on.
So I want to know, if you were in a competitive eating contest, what would be your food of choice? What's the food that you think you could out-eat anyone of eating? That's a weird sentence. Joel, what about you? Let's see.
I'd
what
probably
is it?
say pie.
Oh, pie.
Put your face in it,
bro.
Just motorboat the pie. What kind of pie?
Cherry pie.
Ooh.
Okay.
You don't want that warm apple pie?
I love pumpkin pie, but that's just,
Oh,
like
pumpkin pie is pretty dope too.
pumpkin
bro.
pie I could probably eat
yo.
a lot of too because it's so like squishy.
Yeah,
just like
man.
you can use a spoon and just shovel it.
That's it.
Alvin,
That's true.
what's your food of choice? You have to beat other people in eating this food.
Pizza.
Pizza.
That's probably a horrible choice though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cheese and
cheese.
Be hella bloated. I'll be in the washroom for like days, man. But I'll do it
Do it.
for the love of pizza.
I think as if we're saying horrible choices, mine would be ice cream.
I was thinking about that though.
Oh.
I don't think there's a limit to the amount of ice
But
cream,
dude,
soft serve ice cream.
that
But
dairy
I would
Yeah.
die.
and
I would.
all that
That's a lot
that
of-
dairy.
I'm not even lactose, and I would still
No,
be like.
that's what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
not lactose either,
Bloated,
but like,
yo.
what flavor ice cream?
Probably just vanilla, man.
Mm.
Probably just straight vanilla. Because think about it. You go to sushi, and you are like stuffed
Super full
to the
But there's
brim.
always room
And
for
as
red
soon as
bean.
it's
Always room for red bean,
as soon as it's ice cream time, it's like I'll take 8
Yeah.
scoops of vanilla.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
where's it going? I don't know.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's my logic there.
There's
I don't know.
always room for ice cream.
There's always
Always
room for the
room.
ice cream. There's always. That's why
Yeah,
it doesn't.
man.
Super
There's
fat.
always room for dessert. So pie is a great answer too. Yeah, that stressed me out just thinking about how much ice cream I'd have to eat. Anyways, next up, errors, edits, and e-messages. We're pretty smart guys, but from time to time we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM and we'll let the world know that we goofed. So we got a short one here before we get to the long one. And the short one comes from a very familiar friend named @Mr. Q Mart. And
fucked
he
up,
says Shaq was not part of the dream team. He was drafted in 1992. So how could he play on that team?
Yeah.
He was also born on March 6th, so he's technically my twin. Is he born in the same year?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, that would make. Yeah, I think he's really old. Never mind.
Yeah, he's old.
But that's okay.
Yeah, he was on the 1996 Olympic team.
Yes.
96. Okay.
Yes, so
Did
you
some
weren't
research.
completely wrong. It's funny because when you said it, I didn't take in what you said on the podcast until after, and I was like, oh wait, he wasn't.
I
on the-
listened to the. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And then I researched and I was like, I was totally wrong.
You know what? I tried to save you because I heard it during the podcast, and then by the time I realized and processed what you said, it was too late to be like, no, wait, he wasn't on that team. So I was going to try and edit it out after and save you, and I don't think it lined up properly, so I couldn't. So I just left it in there. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He can take it.
I'm not that proud, dog. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
At least
real men know when they're wrong.
Yeah.
And are wrong often.
And well. I'm wrong a lot, so you already know.
All right, so that was from our familiar friend, and we have another EE from a familiar friend from It's Bryant Ke. So the Canadian living in, I'm going to for Atlanta, I think it is.
Yeah, ATL
Shoddy with T.I. I think they're neighbors, actually. He says,
best friends.
Bros, this is a long one. This is the very long one, by the way. He says, bros, loving the pods lately, as always. I'm behind on some EEs that I had, but I'm just going to send y'all. So he's going to send them all
in a list.
So I'm going to send y'all 2. He's going to only send 2, as they are already rather long. So thank you so much, Bryant. He says, number 1, I first wanted to thank you for always talking about the Pride packs from different brands each year. As a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, it is great to not only see support from beloved brands, but also from the sneaker community as a whole and a podcast I love. Well, we love you too, Bryant.
Bro.
Yeah,
he says, I just wanted to mention one detail I believe you guys missed when talking about the Converse and Nike Be True packs that I think is very important to the current political climate. These packs, as brilliantly seen on the back of the Air Force One, take inspiration from the More Color, More Pride flag introduced in Philadelphia in 2017. This flag added black and brown stripes to show the importance of people of color in the LGBTQIA plus community. So he says Nike also adds baby blue and pink stripes, colors found on the trans pride flag, which leaves me to believe they also took inspiration from the Daniel Kesar 2018 design. So
that's cool, man.
Really cool. Like I had no idea. Yeah, I just assumed it was like
pretty dope.
Excuse my ignorance, but just thought it was like a rainbow flag, like a typical Roy G. Biv flag.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that there was all that detail in it. So that's super cool to have. And he says, in case you're wondering, yes, I did stay up until 4 a.m. MST, which I'm not even sure what time zone that is.
Mountain Standard Time.
Is that Mountain Standard Time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Anyways, to pick up the Air Force Ones off sneakers.
There's mountains in Atlanta?
I feel like it's not Mountain Time.
Maritime.
Maybe Maritime Standard. It might actually be Maritime Standard Time because Atlanta's on the East Coast more than Toronto is.
I have no idea, bro.
I think they may be in line with like Georgia. Labrador and Nova Scotia.
Geography is horrible.
I don't know. Let us know, Brian.
Georgia.
MST, we could just look it up, but we want someone to let us know. MST, is it Maritime Standard Time? That's a good estimate. There's no mountains in Atlanta. We've been there. I can confirm there was no mountains. There was mountains of scary places. That's what I'll tell you. And the second EE from Bryant is, as the resident classical musician, I thought I should inform you that concerto is in fact pronounced Concerto, not concerto. As I said it. He says, sorry, Lawrence. He says, also, Beethoven's Piano Concerto #1 in C major, Opus 15, was actually the 3rd piano concerto he wrote. Sorry, highbrow sneakers. He literally EE'd another EE. Unprecedented.
War.
Unprecedented.
I feel like our boy Highbrow is gonna come back, bro.
Highbrow is gonna lawyer the fuck out of you.
Actually, bro.
Careful, Brian.
Because it was technically the first.
As a matter of fact.
It was the first third, so...
It's technically the 3rd of the first.
And it's pronounced Beethoven.
Beethoven's concertos. Sorry, guys.
I hate you guys. So he goes on to say, because he's gonna nerd out with the music stuff. It was written in 1795, revised in 1800, and published in 1801. An unpublished concerto in E flat major was written in 1784, and his piano concerto #2 in B flat major, Opus 19, was written between 1788 and 1795. The later is only concerto #2 because it was published after what is titled #1 in 1801.
Dang.
He says, yes, I'm a fucking nerd.
Facts, bro.
I don't disagree.
Let's get it, bro.
I'm sure that there was no other outlet for you to really say all that stuff, so I'm glad you feel comfortable saying it to us.
Yeah.
And we will read it out to all the sneaker,
read it out.
all these sneaker people are like, what the fuck did he just say? Opus 19, whatever.
Concertos.
He says, thanks again for providing such great entertainment throughout quarantine. Looking forward to future pods. Boom.
Thank you, bro.
Brian.
Yeah, bro.
Anyone who sends fucking paragraphs, essays, like
That's awesome,
memoirs, you're getting read out. I don't
Takes
give
the
a fuck.
time
Yeah,
to
if you're-
send us stuff.
You took
Yo.
you took at least 10 minutes to write all this out. This is, let me highlight it. This is 395 words. On a phone,
Damn.
I think that a DM is limited to like 100 characters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is over the course of 4 full DM messages. Good for you, Brian.
Jeez
Love you.
Louise.
Now, I gotta catch my breath after that EE. It's
long,
been
yo.
several weeks of long EEs, but I love it. We gotta get to our main topic this week, and our main topic is sitting directly across from me. That means, listeners, he's behind you. And it is 21 Guestions featuring the one and only, our one and only, Alvin Martinez. Thanks for being here.
I had no choice.
No, you didn't. So you know how this works. You've been here long enough. I don't need to explain a lot. It's 21 questions. You have 21 seconds to answer them all. You're married now, so I know you're professional at winning
Professional
at
shit
21
talker.
questions.
Let's get it.
Yeah, that's
Winning.
it. As we like to say, there are no right answers, and there are also no wrong answers. Are you ready?
Just like marriage, yes.
Question number 1, red or blue?
Red.
Question number 2, air or boost?
Air.
Question number 3, pineapple on pizza?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Question number 4, cruise socks or no shows?
Cruise.
Question number 5, can you do a cartwheel?
No.
Question number 6, Air Max 1 or Air Max 90?
Air Max 90.
Oh.
It's what got me into the game. I just,
I know. I knew it was going to be, it's probably a hard one for you to answer, actually.
Yeah.
Question number 7, favorite sneaker you've purchased in the last year?
honestly, this year's been a New Balance 998 type of year.
But which one? Calais
The
teal.
one and only.
You must choose or face death.
Because I love Calbee, I'm choosing the Ronnie ones.
Oh, yes.
The City Never Sleeps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Only because you love Calbee. Question number 8. What influenced your current style?
Calbee.
It might not be a lie.
No,
New
honestly,
Balances, yeah.
real, yo.
the New Balances / like the few Kith purchases I have, yeah, I'm gonna say Calbee. He's
Wow.
what
Nice.
was he on the episode where he just talked about
Kith?
Kith or like not even Kith, just
Probably.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode kind of, and his dope pictures and
Inspiring.
I think that was the episode where he talked to me. He talked to all of us about Kith, but then
Yeah.
he talked about like the Mickey stuff and the quality and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I still have the highest ask on like 7 different Kith Mickey pieces on StockX since that day. I'm still waiting for someone to accept my bid since that day. So you're right. There was a big influence there.
Yeah.
Question number 9, laces tied tight or hanging loose?
tied loose.
Tied loose. That's an acceptable answer.
That's a good one.
Because you're part of the podcast, we'll let you have an answer. Question number 10. Most expensive shoe you've ever purchased. You don't have to say the purchase price, but what was the shoe?
Pause. Fours.
Okay, yeah. The retail was $5, right?
Yeah.
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 It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Question number 11. And because we got so much flack for this question, I'm just going to say the words elephant or cement.
Elephant. Elephant.
Question number 12. Anna or Elsa?
Ooh. Damn. Kaya is Elsa, so I'll be Anna.
Okay. That's not where I thought you were going, but I'll take that. Question number 13. Original boxes or drop fronts?
You thought I was gonna go like, shoot aside the dark. original boxes for sure.
We'll talk about that version of the question afterward. Question number 14. What are 3 sneakerheading essentials?
Shit. You've asked this so many times, and every time it's like the most different answers. Have a bankroll. Like don't try. I mean, I learned this hella late, like when in my 33s, and I'm 33. But it's easier to make purchases and not think about them when you have cash that's already from sneakers.
Like a sneaker fund.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Makes purchases easier. You don't have to like go around looking for money.
Yeah.
2, it's cool to have someone who's okay with it. like a significant other. Just because I know a few other people who are into sneakers, but
they
aren't supported.
Yeah.
By their significant other.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's like you always get questioned about shit you do and like all this other stuff. And it's just like if that was Sash, I would have kick
Don't
rocks.
say the word.
Kick rocks. And then third, just wear your shoes, man.
That's it. We say it every week.
When you get your Dior's, wear them and then sell them for 15 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Take $5,000 off. It's just to wear it one time. It's an expensive first wear. Question number 15: Jordan 3s or Jordan 4s?
3s.
Question number 16: half a size up or half a size down?
Up.
Question number 17: how many inches in a foot?
What?
How many inches in a foot?
10.
12.
I was right there.
The answer is 12. You were close. You were so close. Question number 18. What is 36 divided by 3?
What? 36 divided by 3?
Yes.
12.
Correct. 12. Question number 19. How many in a baker's dozen?
13.
Correct.
I've done a lot of baker's dozen. Learned from my father-in-law, bro. I was like, yo, what? You can do that? Yeah, just let it in. They don't count.
Make another one?
What?
When you say a dozen, you mean a dozen or a dozen? Question number 20. What is your number one grail?
Right now, shit. I'll still say the Amos Air Max 1 Elephant Prints.
And you own them. So
yeah.
Very good. Very admirable. Question number 21. Would you rather receive your number one grail or 3 other pairs from your top 10?
3 other pairs.
Because of Ryan's
answer. Man. More outfits, dog.
More outfits.
Even though like my outfit is just like gray shorts, gray like jogger shorts, and like a top and like a t-shirt.
But the shoes change it though.
Exactly.
That's it.
And a hat.
That's might be my new favorite answer. I used to be very, very in favor of the receive your number one grail, but when it's put like the 3 outfits, 3 different.
Think about Disney, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna wear your grill every day?
Maybe.
Probably.
That's a flex.
Probably.
Walking through
Air
Disney
Mags.
wearing Air Mags with the lights on. Jeez. Not even a Disney property. Anyways, so next up, just to get to know Alvin, it's been. I don't think we've actually done this since our first handful of episodes. I know we did it when we first started the podcast, like episode, I think 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. We did introductions, got to know everybody, and it's been a while. It's now been,
we're a minute.
2 years?
Yeah.
2.5 years since we've done that. So we have new listeners, people who don't really know us, people who may have forgot. So we're going to get to know you right now. And it's going to start with what got you into sneakers in the first place?
Technically MJ, but also technically my cousins. So MJ, obviously, like, huge fan of him growing up. Always wanted his shoes because I thought I could play like him. And my parents were gracious enough to buy me a pair of, he got Game 13s in grade 7 when I made the ball team. Fuck those up. I'm so stupid. They're like, don't wear them outside. They're really expensive. I'm like, yeah, okay. First day back to school. Fucking.
Look what I got, guys.
Grassley, bro.
You guys want to play soccer?
No.
Stupid. But like, honestly, it was also my cousins because like Keith and Mike, because I remember growing up, they had the, what was it? Playoff 12s. And they both had them. And I wanted them so
bastards.
bad. And like, I always looked up to them, so I was like, yeah, yo, keep like, I want to be like my cousins too. But they were definitely a huge influence as well. And because I didn't get them, that's why I like buy everything now. So
always, yeah, that's always how it is. You miss something one time, and it's like you hold it inside internally for your entire life.
And like, yo, no holding it against my parents. I get it.
No, absolutely,
like, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, fuck, shit was expensive.
Yeah, man.
But now that I can afford to, like, I'll purchase, right? So,
different times for sure.
Yeah.
So that was like the original, like noticing sneakers. When did you officially like arrive? Like that was like where it got planted in your mind and in your heart. So it festered there for a couple of years, and then several years later, the resurgence, and then it turned into what it is today.
Late high school, probably.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted to wear. Okay, this might sound dumb, but ever since I was young, I always wanted to wear sneakers when I got married, with a suit.
That's not dumb.
That was always like a thing I wanted to do since like forever. I didn't know who it was going to be. Luckily, the one that I am with let me.
And us. She let us too.
Yeah.
Facts. But yeah, there was that. And then like late high school, like one of my friends, like Sonny, shout out to Sonny, he took me to Boredom. So Dunks, like I got into Dunks heavy first, I think in 04, or 05. I can't remember. But like Boredom was like a snowboard shop that carried skateboard shit. And they had SBs. And like, man, thinking about it now, that store had like so many gems that, because it was literally like in the middle of nowhere. You would have to drive all the way up Dundas, closer to like Waterdown, just before Hamilton.
Yeah, far.
Wow.
And it was in a random strip mall that had like 4 other stores and then a pub at the end. And like, yo, there was never anyone there, but people would always drive there. And it was just like, man, they literally had everything, and stuff was on sale too.
Crazy.
Like I got my Tokyo taxis for stupid cheap.
Jeez.
And it was just like, I should have bought more.
Hindsight is 2020, and you could have been sitting on a gold mine right now.
For real. Yo.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's just like,
You would have beat the shit out of
it's
them
the
back
vicious
then.
cycle of like being a sneakerhead, yo. Like you want to sell shit. If you don't have the money for it, you sell shit to buy shit, right? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, you're selling stuff to get cooler stuff in your mind at the moment, right?
fuck, man. But yeah,
It's okay. SBs are back, so they'll bring back all those pairs, and you'll have a second chance. Okay, so you started quite surprisingly. Even sometimes I forget that it didn't start with the Jordans as much as that's where it was planted. The official sneakerhead timeline, I think we could say, starts with the Jordans because that's when you started, the SBs because that's when you started buying them yourself.
yeah.
So you started with the SB and the Dunk and the Blazer and stuff. Where did it kind of progress? Like, what's the timeline like? Where did it? Because obviously Jordans are somewhere in there, Air Max are somewhere in there, and we know where you are now. So what was it kind of like?
I would say 06, 05, 06 was where the Jordans started to hit. My first 2 Jordans were the Black Cat 4s and the Cardinal 7s. And I bought those retail at Foot Locker on release day with no one lining the fuck up. Like they were just sitting on display.
That's when you guys were at the same store at the same time.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and I didn't even see. I was like, oh shit.
Or you did, and you were just like, oh,
He's scary. He is scary, man. Yeah, because I used to see Joel all the time at fucking Walmart, man. Rocking his dope ass kicks. Yeah, and then after that, like the Fire Red 3s, and then after that, it just kind of snowballed into purchasing a lot of Jordans. And then I think 08, I started getting into Air Maxes heavy. And then recently, like maybe 2011 or 2012, started branching off to like New Balance. And then now it's just New Balance and Air Maxes. And like Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
And a Jordan 3 here and there, but that's it.
It's literally like a grown up. I think everyone, like, it seems like a natural progression that a lot of people go through, that you kind of get into something random for you. I think actually for all 3 of us, it was Dunks, SBs, whatever, that kind of really was like at the beginning of it. And then you progress into Jordans because it's like the easy thing to do almost because it's so easy to keep up with. There's so many releases. And then you're like, these aren't comfortable at all. And you're like, what's more comfortable? What's easier to wear? Air Maxes. And then as you're wearing the Air Maxes, you're like, these are cool, but the quality is kind of like, could be better. And then you see like New Balances, and you're like, oh, quality's dope, even more comfortable, can be dressed up, can be dressed down. Like the transition is just so easy to make through all those
It's also
things.
because I have a wide ass foot, and New Balance makes they're wide foot friendly.
Yes,
I would say
very much so. So, do you think that you're going to continue with the New Balance wave? Like, I know you've been on it for most of the year. Actually, you've been on it for a while, but now you're heavily into it. Like for this year, you've been super into it. Do you see yourself going? Are you going to be basically what I'm asking is, are you going to become just Calby?
I mean, obviously, I want to be Calby.
For many reasons.
Calby, sexy ass mope. Not to that extent. Like, I still love my Air Maxes and stuff, and I'm too heavily invested into Jordan 1s, especially the lows. So I might be getting some lows.
Oh my god!
But we'll see. No.
From who?
Like not. No, like just future.
Oh, okay,
like if
just in general.
any dope ones release, like I might be trying to go for those. But other than that, like they're just easy to put on, man. Like all my Jordan 1 lows right now are at the front door,
Tied loose.
Because I have fat ankles, and it's just like I just slip my foot in, and then they fit like a glove.
If you told 2009 or maybe a little bit earlier, 2008, 2007, Alvin, Mr. Jordan heavy, foam heavy Alvin, that you'd be into New Balances and Jordan 1 lows right now, what would he say?
Makes sense, you old fuck. Like, your back probably hurts. Your knees are probably done. Like, you better not be wearing Jordans no more. I hope, like, you know, like.
Yeah. So you're saying he would not be surprised? You wouldn't think he'd be like, yeah, fuck that, bro.
I mean, definitely, bro. Like 2008, me probably still thought that I would have my collection of Jordans still, because I didn't know about life outside of my parents' house. So. Or university. So then university hit and then you know,
child having a kid.
That too.
Yeah.
That too, man.
Shit. Life.
Yeah. Real life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what's keeping you into sneakers then? Like what's like you said, 2008 Alvin thought you would still have this massive Jordan collection, and it's changed drastically in size and in substance as well. What's keeping you in it now?
The interactions we have, like obviously Canada Got Soul is a big part of it. I honestly don't know if I would be this heavily into it if we didn't have this. Not that I would be completely out of the sneaker game, but I don't know if I would be
this invested in it.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
Involved.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like there's times where it's like, yo, what if I just sold all my sneakers? What can I do? Right? And then I'm like, but like I won't have any sneakers.
But then what am I gonna wear when I'm doing
like what
thing?
am I? Well, like okay, I could just wear my white Converse. But like, what if I'm wearing like this dope ass tee? It's not gonna look good with just white Converse. Like
my jersey.
Like, yeah,
yeah. So I don't know, fucking weird, but yeah, the community's dope, man. Like the people we've met, the lucky transactions we've had we always have stories now. And obviously this is our bond. I mean, this isn't the only thing that's keeping us like brothers, but obviously it's how we met, right?
It's what brought us to this point.
Yeah.
And like, fuck, man, like they just keep bringing out bangers, and it's not just Nike anymore, obviously.
Yeah. It never really was just Nike, but now you're paying attention.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Which is a good and a bad
like
thing.
my eyes have opened, which is horrible, because now I'm just no. But yeah, man, it's just like I find myself still getting the itch to purchase as well.
Do you find it happening less frequently but stronger?
Yes.
I think that's the best way I could describe it. Like before, if we go back to even like not even just high school, but after that, like college or whatever, like mid 2010s or whatever, I feel like the itch was so like insatiable. Like I always needed to be buying shoes. Like I always needed
every payday.
Collection had to be every payday. It was like, okay, deduct 300 because that's sneakers automatically. But like it's not as constant now. But when I get it, it's like, all right, I need a fucking Grail. Like, do you find like both of you guys? Do you find it's more like that? Like it's less frequent but stronger, and you feel like it takes something bigger to scratch that itch now?
Well, I mean, with Joel, he doesn't make a lot of purchases, but when something like the biotechs come out,
then I'm on that. I think for me, it's like it's picking and choosing now. It's being more selective. Like with the Vios, those have always been like on the Grail list for me, and with the emergence of them coming out again,
randomly,
it was one of my picks. Like like I had to be on it, right? So, but yeah, with the Vios, that was like a must cop for me.
Did they become less of a Grail after they re-release, or is it the same?
For me, it's still the same feels, and then you still have the pictures that they show, prior to release.
Yeah,
and it's like shit, like it's fucking.
That's
the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, 100%. And Alvin, you said you kind of feel the same way. Like it's not a frequent because we were. If I had a bad influence list, Alvin would be at near the top of it. Because
you weren't that bad when I started at Foot Locker.
I wasn't at all.
You were chilling.
Because I didn't know anything. That's the thing. Like I learned a lot from the people I was working with, and
you were chilling.
We'll get into it more next week when we talk about it. But like if I had a bad influence list, Alvin would be top 5 and he'd be in there 5 times. Like,
hey, I'm glad I had influence in someone.
It was an influence nonetheless. Yeah. So like back then we were like crushing it. Like we were like pushing at each other in the best way. Like we were like forcing each other to find cool stuff. We were going out together finding stuff because we were working together 4 or 5 times a week. So it was like impossible not to. Do you find yourself less itchy but stronger itches now?
I think when we first started, or like when most of us first start, it's more quantity over anything. You know what I mean? You want to kind of prove yourself. Not that you have to, but you kind of want to prove
proving it to yourself
that you're a sneakerhead by the numbers of sneakers that you have.
Yes.
And now, I guess because we've had most of the sneakers that we've wanted.
Yes.
It's just like we just want more of a quality as opposed to a quantity. So me getting rid of some sneakers, not that I've fallen out of love with them. It's just like, yo, if I'm not wearing them, clearly it's a sign that, maybe I've grown out of that kind of sneaker for now. And like Ryan said, like if I end up wanting them down the road, like I'll just make more money or sell some shoes to purchase it again. Right. So, I don't know, man. Things come back full circle. So we'll see. Maybe the stuff I've sold recently, I'll just buy back. But at the same time,
care to. Yeah.
We'll see.
Once it's gone, maybe it's gone.
So yeah, definitely quality now. And like, man, like usually after a purchase, I'm good for like a month or 2.
Yeah, exactly. Cause they're so strong. They're so good.
Yeah.
And they're so expensive.
Yeah. And they're so expensive. Yeah. I didn't want to say that, but
yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like because there's such good quality and like when you get that pair, you have that, you're like, oh man. Yeah.
That's the one where you open the box every couple days and you just want to look at it and take a picture of it and just appreciate it. That's as
opposed to before, it's like, oh yeah, I got these, boom, closet.
Oof. Yeah.
And you kind of forget about
those were the days where people were like one to stock, one to rock, one to throw in the closet and forget.
Yeah,
like,
that changed too. I no longer want doubles in anything. Even like the Amos elephant print ones, I don't want a double because if I have a double, it's gonna be a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone else could be putting that on their foot. You know what I mean? And it's not like we don't take good care of our kicks anyway.
And if you needed to, down the line, you'll get another one. If
exactly.
You have
to. Yeah.
It's like the Black Cement 3. I'll keep beating the 08, but I've already worn the 2018 ones.
Exactly.
Like a couple times, right? But yeah, no more doubles, man.
I feel like at this point, maybe we're not collecting as much as we have a collection. We're almost like curating at this point, or we're like refining and curating because like Joel said, you're looking for pieces. It's like a puzzle and you have a couple pieces left and it's like, you need to keep finishing. The puzzle's never actually finished, but there's only certain pieces that fit now. Yeah. Like you're refining and you're curating slowly. And like you said, people, when you first start, you just want to bulk buy. I was talking to a good friend of the show, Weekends with Walt, about this today.
Yeah.
Because he's been going like ham. Fucking ham. Like when I started following this guy, and if, I don't know if maybe he would include me on his top 5 worst influences in his life. But when I first started following him, like when we first got introduced to each other, I think he had maybe like less than 10 pairs. Good pair, like really good quality and good pairs. And now he's just like every couple days he's buying a new pair. And he just said to me, like today we were talking about something and he's like, oh, after something, I don't remember what he said, like I'm taking a break, like I'm going dry for like a couple months or whatever. And then he's like, oh, but I am going to try for those ones this weekend, like the smoke gray or whatever. And I suggested like, and this is just for everybody, like quitting cold turkey literally never works. No one is able to just like sever it with a knife and say I'm done for X amount of months because that's when this comes out, this shock drops. Your friend hits you about this one and says I have this for cheap. You find this on Kijiji, whatever. You're still so immersed. You just need to be so fucking picky and you need to curate and you need to find just the pieces to the puzzle. And obviously as you grow more, the puzzle pieces that you're picking from are a smaller bunch. When you're starting, there's a lot of puzzle pieces, but at least you're still building something that's like together, you know, it's not just like random shit. Cause when I was coming up, I had random fucking shit. Like I was literally pulling from every single person's puzzle box and like, that's not the way to do it. So yeah, if that's any advice I could give, it's that curate, don't collect, curate. Alvin, it was a pleasure having you.
Thanks, guys.
As
Thanks for having
always.
me.
Joel, it was a pleasure having you too, I guess.
I try.
We won't be seeing you next week, but it was nice having you while we could. Next week, we'll have to choose how we're going to do it. Maybe you guys can co-host the whole episode. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But we'll figure out something fun to do for next week. And I'll be going up next week and seeing if I can handle and get a taste of my own medicine because this seems awful. Thank you, guys, for being here for the second week in a row. This is still exciting to me. It feels feels like the first time again, the first time in forever, if you will. Thank you to everyone who supported and or been a part of the podcast, wherever you're taking in the episode. Please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. We've got a Facebook group, like this is a forum, sell stuff and connect with you guys called CGS Talk. You can find it on facebook.com/groups/CGS.talk. We've also got a website we use for reviews, recap stories, and much, 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 much more called CanadaGotSold.ca. If you have any questions or suggestions for any of our segments, like the Soul Poll, Sneakerheading for Dummies, or the Fire Round, shoot us a DM or email us at CanadaGotSoul@gmail.com. Of course, do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSoul on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins, and you can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name's Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then more.
Thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 128 episodes. Wow. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True Size. We have been CGS, just CGS, and we are out. Peace. So Anna or Elsa?